Otherworldlyculture.com presents Now Streaming.
Now streaming, Suzy says hooray! Suzy, all the way. Now streaming every single day. Suzy, come and play.
Good evening, happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for joining Now Streaming, part of Otherworldly Culture's Dead on Thursdays. If you want to grace us with your presence, please click on our live chat link by clicking on live shows on our website. Otherworldly Culture's Dead on Thursdays currently consists of 3 shows: Dead on Basis, which is the horror sports mashup, Dead on Movie Reviews, which is horror movie reviews filled with lively debate, and Now Streaming, the glitter-filled train wreck presided over you tonight by yours truly, Suzy Snowflake, the Ice Princess, where we have a panel discussion on whatever movie I feel like battling about, as long as it can be found on a free ad-supported streaming service, and as long as the great and the powerful wizard of broadcasting doesn't veto it. Tiaras and cosplays, as always, are not required, but are totally encouraged. The sparklier, the better. And because most men have a fear of commitment, it's not just the shows that rotate, but my court of critics does as well. Tonight, we have a knight in shining hockey masks, owner of Dark Side Collectibles, a new sci-fi and horror specialty shop in Plumboro, PA, who is now also hosting meet and greet, celebrity signings, and private events. We have, like I said, the knight in shining hockey masks. There, it's Santa! I know him. It's Tim Godak. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everybody. Good to be here.
We also have the Scrab of Scares, the Motor City Detroit's editor-in-chief of Dragon Roost Trust, editor of Eerie Tales Anthology, wicked writer of mystery, horror, speculative fiction. We have Michael Cieslak. Hi!
Not today, Santa.
I love it. We have Santa, we have Krampus, and we have a demented turkey. It's great.
Ho, ho, ho.
And of course, we cannot forget, hiding behind the lights, the camera, the action, ready to pull the plug on us at any moment, but coming out from behind the curtain tonight to fill in, someone who brings it all together, the great, the powerful Tim Kretschmann. So great and so powerful that I must now say the following, as always, stumbling from the murky moss-filled cemeteries of Muskego. We have the brightest light in the sea of stars. He's the finest fellow, the most marvelous mentor little princess could ever have. He's the finest fellow, so dapper, there's no need to wish upon a star. OMG. He's also a gangster rapper. There's no need to wish upon a star with him. He's the webmaster for Otherworldly Cultures. He has the extreme responsibility of, I don't know, he deals with all of us. And he is the co-host of Dead on Basis, where he tries to steal the spotlight from my cohort, Jeff Miller. Anyways, on to tonight's movie. Let the Christmas magic begin. Oh, that way too. Okay, we have Jingle Bell Love, released November 18th, 2024. I do need to know why it took me till now to realize that this was a movie. It is now streaming on Roku, which, by the way, you do not need to have a Roku device. There is an app for Roku.
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 My God, Roku? Who the hell has ever said Roku?
One flew over the Roku's nest.
Gentlemen,
Roku,
this is what
whatever.
we're dealing with here.
Well, there's a sponsorship we're not getting.
Roku. Would you like to buy a Roku today? My God.
Oh, no, you broke
Look at
the
this.
snowflake.
She's broken. We didn't even start.
Gobble.
Suzy, have you shown the entire hat to everybody yet? Look at this. Look at what's going on under her head. What she didn't tell you is she went grocery shopping in this rig earlier today.
I have the turkey feathers. And look, it's the turkey legs. But if you're more of a wing guy, and then you have the tiara, and then you have the Christmas hair. So that's what I got.
Christmas hair. Okay.
Okay.
These are
Christmas
things.
hair was like the Easter bunny.
All right. I had my moment. My composure is now back.
All
Hush.
right.
But for how
It
long?
has, it has a runtime of 1 hour and 21 minutes.
No one.
1 hour 20 minutes too long.
It stars Michelle Morgan, who plays Jessica, the town coffee shop owner and the love interest. She currently stars on the CBS show Heartland. It also stars little Delilah Lizette Chambers. She plays Grace, the widow's daughter. She's been in 10 Christmas movies, so she's like the little queen of Christmas. She's also been on such TV shows as Plan B and The Boys, and she's known for having an amazing voice. But do you know who else has an amazing voice, ladies and gentlemen?
Me.
Do you? Do you? Do you?
Me.
Zip it. Joey MacIntyre. That's who has an amazing voice, ladies and gentlemen. And he plays Jack Cooper, the widowed dad. He's been in several acting things, like movie credits, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what else he's done, because you know what he has
Because it doesn't seem like he's ever been in front of a camera before.
Hush!
Oh.
Because do you know what he is known for, and he's still doing, and he's been doing since the 80s? He's Joey Mac from New Kids on the Block. Yay! Clap! Dang it!
Crickets.
Oh, wait, yeah. Let's see. There they are.
You know what? I'm done with all of you, and I will take over the show now.
You'll take it over.
To recap, this is not a Hallmark Christmas movie. In case I bet you guys all thought it was. It is not. It is made for Roku, whatever.
No,
It
it's
is
Roku.
It is a Christmas movie made for Roku, not Hallmark. There is distinct differences between regular Christmas movies and a Hallmark Christmas movie. And if you stick with me tonight, I will give you a complete dissertation as to why this is not a Hallmark Christmas movie and what sets it apart. So anyways, Joey Mac plays a recent widowed dad currently dating a coworker who his daughter is not a fan of. Dun, dun, dun. He takes his daughter to her grandparents for their first Christmas without her mother. Then he leaves his current co-worker. Yeah, well, it's not then because he goes away. But anyway, as he's away, he's leaving his current girlfriend behind. He's leaving her behind during the greatest time of the year, which is also the busiest time of the year, Christmas. And they're both up for a promotion. They're both going to get promotions. I don't understand how they're allowed to be dating and be up for promotions at the same time, but it doesn't matter because it's Christmas magic. And so what happens? The one opportunity that will completely make sure that they get their promotion just happens to be in the same town he's visiting. So will he choose his promotion, or will he choose to save the little shop that's in this Christmas town? Who knows? Dun, dun, dun. So the beloved coffee shop has run out of money, and he needs to convince the shop owner to sell to his company. But instead, guess what happens? Guess. Anyone?
They try a bizarre scheme where they try to raise the money, and I've got the math on that for later. And are we spoiling?
Yes,
We're not
spoil
spoiling,
this piece
Not
of crap.
spoiled. But he's determined to help save that shop, and he finds love along the way. Yay!
There's no spoiling the movie that you can see where it's going and how it ends after the first 5 minutes.
His wife's dead body wasn't even cold yet. It's only at first
Thank
Christmas.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
I have that in my
Okay.
notes too.
And you're in the house of the parents of the lady who just passed. Have you know?
Since you are jumping ahead, I will go to my questions.
I got a question from right in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah.
If they live in Chicago, why was all the stock footage from New York?
Because they couldn't make it to Vancouver. That's why.
It's funny because my
Which
daughter
I'm
was
saying
watching it.
tongue in cheek because this whole thing was made with funding from the Canadian Film Board. Like, if you read the credits
Canadian.
about all the thank yous, it's like thank you to Victoria, thank you to Ontario, thank you to Manitoba.
It
I'm
felt
pretty
very...
sure all these Christmas movies are made in Canada now.
all movies are made in Canada now.
But that's okay.
However,
Scene-
this movie was made on a big soundstage somewhere in Canada because I've seen gingerbread houses that were more stable than the sets in this.
Yeah.
Oh, hush.
I actually I have a little insight on how they make the Hallmark movies because I have a friend that actually was an agent for one of the people that wrote a novel that got changed into one of these. And my understanding is it's one big complex up there in Canada, and they literally move decorations from one set to the other, and they're shooting 2 or 3 of them at a time.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
It is a factory. But you can't put out, what did they put out? 18 new movies, 20 new movies every year?
But I thought you like when things put out a lot.
I actually like the Hallmark movies. This one I'm not as much of a fan of.
Because this is not. There are distinct differences, and we will get to those. But let me get back to my first question of the
mostly because
movie
it's
before all
for
of
the
you boys.
Roku.
Sure. Listen, if this is his first Christmas without the wifey, this is my question or questions.
Okay.
Why?
How insensitive is he as a father?
Would you
Very.
shut up? Why did he move on so fast? And it's not even that he's insensitive when it comes to this. I will give you that. He's insensitive on something, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. So, shh. But he is so hell-bent on moving on so fast, but also his daughter is too. His daughter's pushing him into being on a dating app. His daughter pushes him in. His daughter literally...
Actually, I felt the daughter character was the least plausible character in the whole thing because she would not want that quickly. I thought that was just complete horsebucky.
But so that's
we do
he
know,
has
though.
a girlfriend already. So he's
Right.
even moving quicker than we think because he's already got a girlfriend.
But not only that, but even the dead lady, his in-laws, they were like, "Oh, how's your girlfriend?" They wanted him to move on. So that's my question: why was everybody in here so happy that he was moving on so quickly?
They're
Like,
lying.
Because he's
was his
super
wife-
depressed, and they want to make sure that they don't have that. In terms of the in-laws, they want to make sure that they don't have to raise this kid that's their grandkid.
but
They
like,
don't want him to go off and like live in the wilderness.
but like, was the wife dying for years? Was she in a coma? Was it some kind of agony for so long that they were all like, "Finally, bitch is dead. Let's get on with our lives"?
Well,
like,
we know that mom had a chance to write down what I assume is an entire volume's worth of stuff that she wanted to make sure the daughter made the dad do. I want him to fall in love, and I want him to be happy again, and I want him to move out of our crappy apartment in Chicago, and I want him to buy a blue car, and I want him to cut down on his cholesterol intake.
Well, think about how we're introduced to the character. He walks into the room and there's this other girl there and they're on Tinder. And it's like, yeah, let's find this guy abroad. He's been almost 300 days without someone to push in the bush.
Now that you mentioned her, you bring me to another question. And that question, which now I have to skip over the second question that I wanted to ask because you brought the babysitter up. But this was the one annoying part of the movie. Shush, Michael Cieslak. This was the one. Zip it. Hush. Zip. Shh. Was who exactly is the babysitter at the beginning? She's not a teen because she was looking at a dating app, which she matched with a lawyer. Who was she? She clearly wasn't his sister, and she wasn't the sister of the dead mom because she would have went away too. Was she the best friend? And what happened with her and the lawyer? Why did we not get a photo, like a follow-up? Why was she not in the end when they had closure and it was a year later and everybody else was there? Where was she? She needs her own movie now.
No.
That's actually the reason, because she's getting her movie on Roku in 2026. Okay. It'll be all about how she had this great gig where she was taking care of Grace, And I assumed she was taking care of Grace for a long time because Mom was dying and Dad was splitting his time between work, visiting her in the hospital, and banging his side chick at work. So she had been their live-in caregiver for a long time. And then they just up and left her, which is why we didn't get closure, because they never went back to Chicago. They just had some movers pack their stuff and ship it all off to Lake Happy Land or whatever the hell it was called.
I was shocked. They didn't just kind of leave Chicago. They abandoned their life.
Yeah.
And the little girl was like, good. I don't want anything to be the same as what I've had.
And that was the part that I had the hardest time with as far as Grace was concerned, because I would think that it would go the other way.
Yes.
I can't see someone that was raised in a major metropolitan area. And I'm assuming that they were actually in Chicago. And this could be the reason why. Maybe they were just in the suburbs and, it's not really Chicago. But when you leave the bright lights in the big city of a real city and move out to the sticks when you're 10, you're not necessarily going to be all that happy about it. But at least that's what I've seen from all of the horror movies where people go off and live in a haunted house. So my views might be skewed on this one.
That's the difference. This is not a horror movie. This was a happy.
Oh, it was pretty horrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, hush.
Now, I have a question.
Look, you broke my wand. Are you happy?
Since Santa Claus is here, I would like to ask Santa Claus a question. How do you feel about how you were represented in this film? Because you didn't have any powers. You seemed to be confused the whole time.
What? Yep, and he said he'd try. Yeah, he didn't even really try.
No,
but you know what? I'm gonna kind of interject though, because the Santa scene was one of the few times that I got a commercial break. As soon as Santa's talking to this girl, and right when I'm about to hear what Santa has to say, we went to our first commercial. Well, not our first; it was like our fourth commercial break. So every time there was something interesting, that's when the commercial dropped. So I got to say that first of all. But yeah, Santas around the world are all upset about that one. We were definitely depicted as we do not like.
It's a sad commentary. Did anybody else have this movie was made for Roku? Did the commercials come in the middle of scenes, and then there were periods where it was like black?
Yes.
Where the commercial you would go, that's where the commercial goes. And they didn't go to commercial?
And this may be a Roku thing, because we are currently rewatching Castle, and we've been getting that a lot, where they'll go to commercial right in the middle of the scene, and then when it comes back from commercial, there'll be about 20 seconds, and then where the actual break was for ABC or CBS or whatever it was on originally. So I think there might just be something where their timing is off for programs that have.
But it happened to all four of us, right?
Yeah.
All of us
it happened. Every time it happened to me, I thought like the cable went out.
I did not have any blackouts, though. No, that never happened to me. The commercials went straight into the commercials. They just interrupted in the most awkward place.
Yeah.
Hey.
Were you watching it through a Roku device?
I was watching it on a Roku TV.
Raccoon TV.
I was as well, Tim. I also have a Roku
As was
TV. Yeah.
I was not. I was just watching it on the free downloadable app that they have.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I actually, and I'm going to point this out, and Suzy's going to hate me for pointing this out, but on the Roku channel itself, there are about 25 better Christmas movies available. In that Caesar's area. They have Elf.
That doesn't seem to be too hard, my friend.
Well, they have a lot of the real Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was out there.
Oh.
There's a ton of them, and I was like, how did they get all these? Because usually Amazon holds them up for $3-4 a viewing this time.
But do you know what all of those movies didn't have? They didn't have someone from New Kids on the Block on it.
You just
So
like
that's
him
another
because
plus.
he's got the same last name. That's all that's going on there.
His last name is spelled different.
Yeah, he's a MacIntyre.
It's mostly the same. That got changed
clear,
at Ellis Island.
He's not even my favorite blocker or whatever you call the guys. He's not even my favorite one, but he's still in it. So,
who's your favorite?
Donnie, of course. We've talked about this before.
Joey Fatone. Everyone knows that.
Oh no, I don't. No. I'm not a fan of that group. Anyway, back
I
on
like
track.
Garfunkel.
Back on track. We have 2 more questions.
Garfunkel and Oates.
Garfunkel and Oates. Woo!
I have 2 more questions about this movie.
Oh, I've got a lot of
Another
questions
one.
about this movie.
And maybe you guys can't answer because none of you were single dads, but
That's an assumption.
clearly the girl is happy that he's moving on, but she's not happy that he's moving on with this trifling workaholic hoe. So my question is, why is he having this? His daughter's clearly still grieving to a point. Why is he forcing this chick over? Like he knows that his daughter doesn't like her. So why is she forcing her to come over and have this awkward dinner where they all try to play along? What kind of dad does that? Like, oh, I know you don't like her, but sit down, eat your dinner, and be happy because I'm hitting it. Like, who does that?
A normal dad does that.
Yes.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
Every
yes.
single one.
And you know what?
In my experience, that they do.
That's why you have the evil stepmom or the evil step-parent person.
First of all, do we think this child is a child? Because the child doesn't do anything to make the kid look like she isn't 33. I mean, at one point,
So you're saying this is
kid,
like an orphan situation?
Yeah, the
where
kid
she's actually
says, I wrote this down. I've reached my sugar limit for the day. Have you ever find a child that says this?
Have you met the
Please.
children of today? Have you met
No.
the youth
No.
of today? They're all like
This
that.
is not a real kid. There was so many microaggressions between this girl and the replacement mom type character. They're just getting each other's names wrong consistently. I was like, oh, I know. We didn't want to look directly into the camera and say, by the way, she doesn't like the new girlfriend. So they just put in the most overt, over-the-top garbage. I mean, the way they did exposition in this movie was ham-fisted at best.
Oh, hush. So then, lastly, my last question, and maybe this is the biggest annoyance for me, but maybe it's Christmas magic, because it is a Christmas movie, and Christmas season is all about perpetual hope and Christmas magic and all the warm fuzzies. But this doesn't make sense. So the opening scene, you see him at work, you see him come home from work. It is dark when he comes home. So how does this guy have enough time to have a talk with his daughter and the babysitter, prepare a nice dinner, then pack for the trip? Because he even tells the daughter, we still have to pack. We're leaving tomorrow. And then they go see Santa all before they have dinner. What time do they have dinner? Like 8 o'clock? But no, it can't be that late, because then not only do they have the dinner, but then they have time to go out and get pizza and hot chocolate. And they decide to go have pizza after he makes all of this dinner. So then my next question is, what did he do with all the food that he just made for dinner? Because if they're leaving tomorrow, who ate all the leftovers?
No one. They're still sitting in that apartment because, as I mentioned earlier, they just left all their stuff there.
I
maybe the babysitter.
obvious.
I want to know how they had time to do all of that on a work night.
I actually do know the answer to this. I know you're surprised. It's because he is very clearly in league with the devil. It's very clear. First of all, how can he get a job where he's actually up for a promotion where he so colossally doesn't know how to make a deal? He's sitting there lying to this woman from the smash right off the top. He doesn't know what he's doing at all, and even when he's being reminded, he has no clue. He doesn't know what to do with the kid, which, thank God, the child is 33 years old. It's a total mess. You know what else this movie doesn't have?
Had to be like that too, you know.
So here's an
needs
actual
more
answer
murder.
to the question. They live in Chicago. stuff doesn't close down. They don't roll up the streets like the one stoplight place that they're moving to.
If you've been to Chicago,
and I don't want to sound
lately,
like I'm dissing on small towns, since I kind of live in one now and I prefer it. But you know,
I'm not me. I prefer city life.
well,
I'm just saying that if you can actually have dinner and then go to the mall, let's say if you had dinner at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, go to the mall. Some malls probably open later already because of, you know, rampant capitalism. Despite the fact that my wife seemed to think that this was set in the 80s, just because people were wearing Guess jeans and really crappy sweaters.
I have that too. I actually have that as well. Why, when they showed her butt, did they have the Guess symbol on it? Because they don't make those jeans anymore.
I just wanted to see her butt.
Because they
I wasn't
bought the
asking
jeans
for
in
it.
Canada, which is a couple decades behind us.
They just got them.
Honestly, Chicago
honestly thought I was
only
the
has
only one
one
that noticed
mall.
that Guess symbol.
Chicago's only got one operating mall really left with Woodfield. So
Bring back the malls. I miss the days.
they're not coming back. They're not
Hush!
coming back.
Everything comes back, bitch. Damn it! Hold
Not
on.
the giant boondoggles.
I must say,
I'm gonna bring up something.
Wait,
and,
hold on. Let me say this real quick.
Okay.
I love the fact that you have Joey's picture up by me the whole time. Yay!
Okay.
Not on my screen.
On my screen.
My question is, how on earth did they make this movie and mess up even the most simple parts of the formula? They go by the formula, but then let's look at the most obvious. The meet cute, right? There's always going to be a meet cute at the beginning of a romance movie. Their meet cute is he walks into a coffee house and orders a coffee. There's nothing cute about it at all. It's a totally normal transactional meeting.
This is not. Listen, I gave you a 2-page dissertation as to why this is not like the others. One of these things is not like.
That's where I went to. One of these things sucks even worse than Hallmark.
Suck it yourself, bitch.
I honestly, I believe in the formula for these things. A lot of people say, "Oh, the Hallmarks are all the same." Yeah, but they kind of work. This thing attempted every time
this is
it
a Roku.
deviated from the classic, I'll call it romantic comedy stereotype. It just crashed and failed. It didn't do very well.
No, it
because
didn't.
they tried being creative into cliche instead of making characters you care about. You don't care about these characters. You don't.
I beg to differ.
Well,
this is a Christmas movie with Joey Mack. It didn't need anything else. Look, there he is. It didn't need anything else. It strayed from the top 10 things in every Hallmark Christmas movie because it had Joey Mack, and that's all you needed. The only way this could have been better is if it had Donnie Wahlberg in it.
So here's the thing that I, just speaking as movies, as we're kind of going into that thing, you've got the whole, there's pressure, they need money by a certain time. So they're going to do a fundraiser to try and raise this money. And they're going to do it through a concert. And I liked this better when it was called the Blues Brothers.
Wait, before you dive deep into anything else about it, do you want to hear the top 10 things in every Hallmark Christmas movie and why this stands apart?
Go ahead.
Well, I was asking Cieslak, not
I
you.
do, actually do. Because that was one of the things that I went in there thinking, I can't diss on this for being formulaic, if it is formulaic, because there are formulas that I appreciate. As when it comes to movies, like a slasher movie has a certain formula too. And then I have to agree with Tim and say, it is exciting when they deviate from it and it's done well, but I don't think the deviations worked for this one.
The top things in every Hallmark Christmas movie.
Oh my god.
So, number 1 through 5. Reasons why this movie is just like Hallmark. Number 1. There's a conflict between small and big business. 6 minutes and 15 seconds into this, the setup begins. Small town shop needs $20,000 by Christmas Eve. 7 minutes into the movie, setup continues with the current girlfriend telling Joey Mac he needs to shut the place down. And then 16 minutes in, the setup is complete when we find out that he is standing in the beloved coffee shop that he needs to close down. So, number 1, just like Christmas. Hallmark Christmas. Number 2, reasons why it's just like a Hallmark. Or what you need to have a Hallmark movie. Anyway, you know what I mean. Anyway, number 2, insanely over the top and perfectly placed Christmas decor. We do begin to see this as soon as 1 minute and 19 seconds into the movie. When he goes home, you have a trio of trees above his sink. Poinsettia garland over his little keyhole thingy. Lighted garland all around the handrail of his staircase. There's even Christmas decorated bowls that they never even eat out of, even though he made the dinner. Which brings me to my question of who decorated his place? Because if he's a single dad banging his coworker, how did he have time to decorate that place? Surely it wasn't him. But anyway,
Babysitter did it.
When she wasn't looking through Tinder.
The insanely over-the-top decor does continue throughout the whole movie, just like Hallmark. Number 3, the need for hot cocoa in an overly festive mug. 4 minutes and 51 seconds into the movie, the topic begins of needing to have hot cocoa after their pizza.
And who has cocoa and pizza? No.
No one
has
yeah.
that.
But so it's just mentioned that they might have it. So maybe they went for pizza and then had a long talk about said hoe girlfriend and then decided to have
Ho, ho, ho.
I don't know. It's subjective because it's just mentioned. So they start to bring it up about the need. And this is very important because this movie was all about the hot cocoa. Because 14 minutes,
you know what I mean.
14 minutes and 58 seconds in, we finally have visual confirmation of said over-the-top, overly festive hot cocoa. Not only do we see it, but we literally see the yummy, yummy, over-the-top extra whipped cream and the sparkling sprinkles that you can see from space. Added bonus because she then gets a free, overly decorated cake pop, again for free, which is why this woman is $20,000 in debt.
Thank you. That was one of my points.
Okay.
Giving away free shit. That's why.
We do continue to see hot cocoa 23 minutes in, 31 minutes in, 44 minutes in, where the need for hot cocoa is actually mentioned in breakfast. Then at 49 minutes, there's hot cocoa rounds for everyone. Again, probably for free, which is why she's in debt. 55 minutes. This time we now not only have visual of festive hot cocoa, but we have the candy cane stirs. And then again, the very, very end, they sneak it in at 1:14 and 1:17 because you got to have 1 or 2 more last shots of the overly festive hot cocoa. Because again, this movie was all about dead moms and hot cocoa. So anyway, that was a long rant about hot cocoa, but
that was a very long rant, yes.
But you had to listen to the hot cocoa. It's very important. It's even better if you add a little amaretto to it, but oh well.
Is it just me, or did they have a big CGI budget too? Because it looked like they were constantly like putting color in everybody's eyes.
No, that's just
their eyes were like glaring, depending on what shirt color they were wearing.
We'll get to that in a minute. That's just Joey's eyes always change color because he has beautiful eyes. The fourth thing that you have to have in a Hallmark movie, this one did have, is someone or everybody breaks out in the Christmas carols. And exactly halfway through the movie, I just have to mention this. What was that? I even lost. Oh wait, no, that wasn't the point. Moving on. I'll get to that one in a minute. I don't know. I lost it. Okay, well, maybe I said that.
Yes, I agree. You've lost it.
Shut up. So anyway, so it does. Someone does break out in Christmas carols. They even have Christmas Carol karaoke. So there's that. Number 5. It is just like a Hallmark movie for this reason. The whole town comes together, which Cieslak already said they all come together to raise a $20,000, which is technically
because it's a wonderful life after all.
If you do the math, there's not enough
good.
people
Hold
that
on.
have-
I
let's
did
give
the
props.
math.
That was good, Mike. That was good.
That was.
That was very good.
Okay, before I continue, because now we're getting into how it is not like a Christmas, where this is where it's missing the parts of a Hallmark Christmas. But go ahead, do the math for us.
Oh yeah, this is how much this annoyed me, because one of the reasons I'm a writer and an editor is because I don't like numbers. But trying to figure out how she would need the $25,000. Going by the $30 that it cost Joey Fatone to buy the coffee, cocoa,
I will cut you if you
and
ever
coffee
mistake
cake.
him.
She would need to sell 833
New
of
Kids
those
on the Block,
combinations.
not one of those 90 boy band wannabes. You apologize right now.
There are not 833 people in this town. I am certain of that, which leads me to another financial question that I'll get to in a moment. My note is actually word that I can't use because we're PG-13. The booth, you're not making $25K in 5 days in a small town, in reference to the we're having a small that outdoor event thing that they had, which made absolutely no sense because they're having an outdoor event in like down the street from where the actual store is. So what is actually being sold at this Christmas mart? I don't know. I don't want to be derailed by that. Looked like about 50 people in the audience being generous at $20 a pop. That is about $24,000 shy of the $25,000 that they needed. They would need to charge $500 per person for this show that never completed because of the required.
Well, they were missing the thing that all these Christmas movies always have. And what they were missing was that there be some sort of Scrooge McDuck type character that hates Christmas but is extremely rich. And then at the end of the movie comes in and is so moved by the scene, makes up whatever the difference is to make sure we can keep the coffee house, right?
Which is
that
a beautiful
character was missing.
My other point that we can assume that this is going to have a happy ending. So I'm assuming I'm not spoiling it with that. But the deadline had passed. Even if the magic thing that happens to fix this, it's too late. That closed on December 24th. It was Christmas Day. He could not, unless he had, I mean, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to spoil it, but unless that money was on hand and he gave it to her and then went back in time a day to put it in the bank, somehow they need to get some extension. That doesn't work out. But the basic premise that I had a problem with from the jump was that Dad and Ice Queen needed to get this corner spot in a small town for some franchise. That's not going to do well in this small town anyway.
Right.
They had to drive forever to go stay with Grandma and Grandpa. Unless this is like a spur that's right off of a main highway, which it really didn't look like by all of the exterior shots we were given. That's a crappy place to put this, whatever it is that they were going to put there. So they're not getting the promotion.
No, I'm telling you, the reason is they forgot to complete the cliche. Usually the bank that's trying to steal it, or the, whatever that's trying to steal it, has some insider information that the railroad's coming through, is, the old Western approach. But, there's going to be a ski resort just built up and profits are going to quadruple. Otherwise, why would you want, and from what I can
why
understand,
would you want to take over the rec center and push all those kids out? Oh, I'm sorry, that was breaking. My bad.
Right. But it doesn't make any sense because they did not complete the formula. That's why it's hard to get away from the formula.
And speaking of getting away from the formula,
Thank you.
All right.
Number 6, and this is where we stray slightly. So we're sort of like Hallmark, but we veer a little bit off. Number 6 is the ugly Christmas sweaters. In Hallmark, everybody, or at least half, are completely doned in the most over-the-top Christmas sweaters. Here, 1 minute in, we have the babysitter who's not really wearing an ugly one. She's just wearing a semi-festive, you can tell it's Christmas, but it's not over the top. It's just a cute sweater. Then we start to go into a subtle, not ugly, but an appropriate for a 10-year-old who would be wearing it and be like, yeah, okay, it's Christmas. I'll wear this. Then 45 minutes in, we have the first appearance of a cheesier Christmas sweater, but it's still not ugly. So it's a letdown that they did not have over-the-top ugly Christmas sweaters, because as a little princess who does have 25 ugly Christmas sweaters, I personally did need to see more ugly Christmas sweater in this movie, and they didn't have it. I thought that even at the end when they had the Christmas concert and everybody was supposed to be saving, no wonder why they didn't have the Christmas magic where they miraculously came up with the $20,000, because not one person on stage or in the audience had an ugly Christmas sweater. So that made me a little disappointed. I'm not going to say sad because it's a Christmas movie, and I'm not going to be sad in a Christmas movie that has a new kid on a blocker. But it was disappointing.
You know what was even sadder? And I'm talking directly to Mr. Santa Claus. Did you notice there was a character in the movie with a very wonderful name, Tim, right? And yet that character was not the most dynamic character, wasn't the most handsome character. This seems like a problem in how they cast it and everything. The Tim character is always the most important character in every movie. Am I right, Santa?
I agree.
Yeah.
Who was named Tim?
Yeah, I don't remember anyone named Tim.
Was it the mute guitarist?
No, it was the the helper at the coffee house.
The guy who, if it was a recent Hallmark movie, would have been the gay comic relief.
Yes, right, right.
I didn't even know they named him.
Well, when they called him Tim, I jumped up and I said, "Him? No!" I was very mad.
All right, number 7.
I would have thrown popcorn at him, but I wasn't able to get that free popcorn that you can get at Dark Side Collectibles.
Number 7. To be a Hallmark movie, you must visit the local tree farm. Now, there is not a visit at local tree farm here. Now, granted, they do get points because they do go to a Christmas village, which is also heavily prominent in Hallmark Christmas movies. And at the 48-minute mark, they do have the epic Christmas tree, big Christmas tree breathtaking at the Christmas village market. You do have that scene, but it is not a Christmas tree farm where they're cutting down or picking out the greatest one. So that does stray a little bit from your Hallmark formula. And I even said, no Christmas tree, not a Hallmark while I was watching this. I did say those exact words.
I felt, and I once again, I'm glad that Santa is here. I felt the way they handled the Santa was so completely
un-Christmas-like.
All it would have taken at one point is at the end of the movie when, they're in love and all this stuff, is a pan over toward the Santa Claus and he winks at the camera, right? And you go, oh, it was a magical Santa. That it needed to be put in there. It was set up. And they didn't execute. There was a lot of stuff. Yep. It almost felt like people telling the beginning of a joke and then just walking away.
Capitalized, lost ideas and motions. Yep.
I did just have to take a picture of how on my screen I've been paired up next to Joey the whole thing. This whole thing.
My God.
Well, because you guys don't see what I see.
Now,
you see what I see. Wait.
Speaking of Joey, did you guys? I had read some stuff before the movie had started, so I spent the entire movie trying to look for the heir. And did you guys read about the heir the
No,
mistake.
but let me get
Oh
to
yeah, I noticed that, and then I read the
Wait.
error afterwards and went, "Yeah,
I
caught
will
that."
wrap it up real quick, and then you can go to your error. Because the last three things in the top 10 of what makes it Hallmark Christmas, these are the three reasons why. And the last one is the biggest thing. These are the reasons why this is not a Hallmark Christmas movie. Number 8, you have to have the first snowfall. There are some, the very last minute with like a minute and a half left, there are some very fake looking oversized cotton ball type things that are supposed to be snow, but there is no snowfall. You do not see one snowflake fall through this whole movie. So it is
In
not.
their defense, it's really hard to get snow in Canada.
Okay. Well, anyway, hush.
Okay,
Number 9.
tell me about this error, though. What was the error?
Wait. 2 more things. Number 9.
You
in
said
a
you
Hallmark
were done 3 times now.
No, I said there were 3 more things.
Oh
This
my
is a
God.
top 10 list.
more.
I'm on number 9. Someone returned to their small town. Technically, this is not his small hometown. This is the town that his wife grew up in. This was not his hometown. He
His
is in
daughter returned.
But
His
the
daughter
cafe owner returned to her small town.
No, but it's about because it does say someone. Damn it. Okay. Number 10.
Oh,
Okay, shut up.
Uh,
Hush.
it's very
I'm
competitive.
so upset I forget about the hush. All right. Lastly, number 10. This is the big thing. This is huge. In a Hallmark movie, it is all about the main girl ditches her big city guy for her hometown first true love. This is completely different. First of all, the coffee shop chick was not his first love. It is not his hometown. And he's not a chick. He has a penis. This is a
You
movie
assume.
about
I don't know. He was on New
about a
Kids
guy.
on the Block.
This is a movie about a guy, not a chick. It is a main character, dude, completely different than Hallmark. Thank you very much, and good night. And I hope
They've
everybody
been
else watching
changing
this
things up
celebrates
quite a
their
bit lately
dysfunctional
over at
family
Hallmark.
to enjoy their dessert and our dysfunction.
What if it's not his story?
It is his story. Shut
What
up.
if it's
The
the
daughter's
cafe
story.
owner's story, and she
Oh.
did leave somebody behind in Nashville
Yeah,
along with her career?
Well,
Oh.
then I'm
It's-
very happy to see the sequel coming out in 2027
Whoa.
after we have the standalone movie about the babysitter.
never gonna see it.
Oh.
What was the
Just
error that was
Yeah,
made?
what was
You
the
piqued
error?
My...
Let's see if it's the same one that I was seeing, Tim.
Well, the one that the error that I had read about before I started watching was at one of the scenes, and of course it ended up being towards the end, so I had to watch each one of these little musical numbers. But
Yep.
apparently, at one point when he's playing the keyboards, he gets up to begin joining in and singing, and the keyboards continue to play.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I
But you would
see
expect that from someone that was in a boy band.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
you can usually just hit the loop button.
So I had a couple of questions. And
Wait, we're
I
out of
wanted to
time.
ask this of Suzy, because this was a serious question that I had, because I thought, no offense to the actor, but the character is a massive tool. If it was your first date and someone pushed you up onto the stage to do karaoke,
Yes.
would you or would you not just walk away? And what karaoke machine has this medley of Christmas songs?
Well,
That's not even how karaoke machines work.
first of all,
And let's later on, she talks him into, oh, let me hear a song that you put together. He sings 2 lines
Mhm.
of a song, and she is totally ready to drop trowel. She is ready to jump in bed with him.
he is from New Kids on the Block. I think even now,
And I'd like
I
to
know a
also
lot of
bring
people
up
that would-
once again, this film is lacking any murders whatsoever.
I
There is
agree.
not a single murder. There
Tim?
are no creatures.
I'm just gonna
That
sit
At
here.
the very end of this
hold
movie,
hold on. Despite that, our main gal that's in the movie, Michelle Morgan, she was in the Diary of the Dead. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh,
I did.
Brittany Drisdell, who is also in there, she was in Aqua Slash, whatever the hell that is.
And the mom, the dead lady's mom.
Yeah.
She is in Shudder's that show that was out this year, that Hell Motel or Motel Hell or whatever.
Okay.
I told my daughter, Tim, at the very end of this movie, whenever the mean love interest showed up and walked into the club, I said, honey, this movie can be saved if she mows everyone down with an AK right now. It didn't happen. So the movie was not saved.
Or like the beginning of Ghost Ship with like the string. That would be awesome.
You know what?
That would have been great.
You know what? Just like my other family at the dining table right now, I don't like any of you people either.
Nice. So there were
Suzy,
some things that they doubled down on as far as formulaic shows that I was like, oh, wow, they're really pushing it. Because not only did we have the dead spouse, but we also had a dead mom.
Yeah.
We had two people leaving their careers behind to live in this cardboard town. Yeah. Because
got a job at a record
I was
store,
thinking,
right?
maybe she doesn't want the cafe saved. Maybe she wants to go back to a promising record career. She had a record deal and she gave it up to Sling to be a barista at this place where she's just
by the way, she was obviously not very good at.
I was going to say, which she's
losing the place.
Because
you save it this month, next month you got another payment, dearie.
Side note, do you know what is amazing and wonderful?
That the dad had a music business that was supposedly thriving, despite the fact that this town only has 50 people in it. I'm surprised that whole block wasn't going under.
No, but do you know what is amazing and wonderful? Chocolate mousse cheesecake.
Okay.
All right. I would like to submit to everybody, see if this was close to your experience. But I have the commercial ratio was only at 6% on this. The movie was an hour 20. I only got 6 minutes of ads total.
And I was banking on 10 minutes of credits as well, and that didn't happen.
This movie was almost as good as this chocolate mousse cheesecake.
At one point, they went 40 minutes without a single ad break when I was watching.
Wow.
I was shocked by that. Now, Roku, by the way, is one of the lower amount of ads from the things that I've watched and worked with on this show so far. Tubi is, I would say, kind of like your, even though on here it looks like it's on the higher end, I think Tubi is kind of like the average that everybody else is compared to.
Would you say that Tubi kind of sets the standard for the free streaming?
I think they do for one reason. I think they do because of how big that film library
their catalog
they have.
is, yeah.
Because it came... a lot of people don't know this about Tubi, but Tubi was actually set up because of the deal between Disney and Fox. Have I told you guys this before? Or?
I don't think
so. Or not
okay, so what happened is when Disney bought Fox, a couple of people screamed, foul, foul, Disney's going to take over all of Hollywood. You can't have that much in one spot. So the courts ruled that like the library of movies that Fox had to be separated out from the production facilities. That's what Fox got a hold of. Or what Disney got a hold of Fox. The other kind of spun off, and they thought immediately, well, we got this library, we need to start a streaming service. This was at the height of everybody starting a streaming service. And Tubi was already there. And unlike Disney Plus, which notoriously spent millions and cajillions of money into setting up Disney Plus, the group that runs Tubi now, they saw Tubi and they said, why don't we just buy that thing? It's already working, and we'll just plug our movies into it. That's why Full Moon Entertainment has an entire channel on there, that was part of what Tubi had, and basically, I think Charles Band said, "Oh, I'll wait here. It looks like we're about to become something here." And it would be the same if they would have bought Crackle, or had they bought Fossum or something like that. So that's how Tubi, I think, got elevated. Was when.
Now, would you say though, like if we were playing Family Feud, and because it's Thanksgiving and Family Feuds and Thanksgiving go hand in hand. But anyway, if we were playing Family Feud, and it was that we asked 100 people, blah blah blah. If you asked everybody, name one free streaming thing, do you think the top 99 people would say Tubi?
I think they're dominant. I think Roku would also be mentioned.
Roku! I don't think Roku would, because I think a lot of people like me think you have to have a device to do it.
A lot of people think it's Netflix. A lot of people think their Roku is Netflix. I've encountered that as well. But
okay, anyway, moving on.
Yeah, I think we need to get to grading if you look at the...
We do. I will go last.
All right. Let me set up grading.
We're saving the best for last.
Oh, my God.
So we'll go from my screen, the bottom to the top. Cieslak, you go. Wait, unless, did you have another, whatever the issue, you said there was a mistake?
Actually, there was, as much as I've crapped on the guy for being a tool and, leaving beer bottles on top of his ex-father-in-law's piano when he broke in there. I did feel bad for him at the end when his no longer girlfriend says, well, he'll have to fire you, all snappy. My response was, bitch, I'm on vacation. I had booked this time off. You're the one that made me go and do this thing. Why didn't you drag your bony butt down here and do the work? You've been sitting up there in Chicago this whole time while I've been trying to have time with my grieving daughter, which he could have used as an excuse. So at that point, I'm like, he really got the shaft. So I kind of felt bad for him.
I know a lot of people that would like to have his shaft.
Okay. What are you grading this one, Mike?
There's been some talk about whether or not this fully fit the formula, but it did have enough of the formulaic things that my response is there are good formulas and bad formulas, and this, there's Coke, which is a formula that is, only 7 people know, and then there's New Coke that you can get on the internet.
Who likes New Coke?
No one. And that's exactly my point. I'm not a New Coke drinker. This was not a movie for me.
Did your wife watch it with you?
Yes, she did.
What did she think?
She was not impressed.
Oh, okay.
This would be somewhere between the crying emoji and the angry emoji for me. I'm going to say the crying emoji.
Crying happy, laughy tears? Yay!
Not happy tears.
Yes, crying happy, laughy tears.
Oh my God. Tim?
Timmy?
Yeah. Well,
Me?
I watched this with my 20-year-old daughter. Okay. And we put the movie on and we're watching it and we've been watching it. My daughter's been like, Dad, we've been watching this for a while. How long is this movie? We've been watching this for a while. And I said, honey, let me see how long it's been on. So I hit pause. We were 12 minutes in.
You are so full of crap
Suzy,
right now.
Suzy, I'm a horror guy. This was so hard for me. This was next to impossible for me. If there was a puking emoji, I would use it. No disrespect to you, Suzy, but this was so difficult. This was the hardest one yet that you have had us watching. And I lost a little bit inside that I'll never get back.
You killed Santa, Suzy. I hope you're happy.
So, and I even said that, Suzy's going to have to switch this one to PG-13 to R because I'm not going to be able to contain. And I've been doing good. But yeah, I'm going to have to go with the lowest form of emoji that we do have to offer, unfortunately, because for me, this was painstakingly harmful.
So which is that? Is that angry?
I guess we'll go with You know what? We're gonna go with sad though too, because be honest with you, angry is too much of emotion, and it couldn't even get that out of me.
This
It was
is
just
like discussing politics
sadness.
with my family. I hate all of you.
Hey, you didn't
Well,
write the movie.
I'm gonna put it real simple. I think this was a Christmas movie that wasn't particularly well crafted, and
You're
your
not
enjoyment of this movie is 100% based on if you liked the two leads.
Joey.
The characters were poor. And I don't think Joey might be able to sing, but I don't know that he's much of an actor. I would give it anger, but much like you, Tim, I don't know that I want to give anything over to it. I think I'm going to also join in the parade and cry over this one.
Speaking of parades, I hope that everybody enjoyed the Macy's Day Parade today before they stuffed themselves with turkey and then had to endure their family like I have to endure these three schmucks.
Like we had to endure that movie.
You know what I do? The Macy's Day Parade is always, I watch the Broadway stuff that they have before the actual parade starts. And then the rest of the parade, I am decorating my tree, and I look over a little bit each time.
I love the Macy's Day Parade. My mother and I, God rest her soul, used to watch it all the time. She hated every moment of it, and I loved every moment of it. And then you see Santa come out at the end, and as soon as you see Santa, it's Christmas time! Yay! So the Macy's Day Parade is the best crossover between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Yay.
Yes, it is.
So, Suzy, what do you grade it?
Well, I have to say it has all the right stuff.
Oh,
Wink, wink.
She said all the right stuff. No. No.
Okay, what are you giving it?
Okay, it has the right stuff. It has Joey Mack. His eyes are blue when he's wearing a blue sweater. His eyes are green when he's wearing a green sweater. And it's not CGI, and it's not the magic of the camera. It's because he's that adorable. 41 minutes and 42 seconds into it, we have him playing at the piano, and all of us blockheads rejoice in Christmas magic, and we reach for our 1989 CD, Merry Merry Christmas by New Kids on the Block. So for me personally, I give it a heart emoji. If I could give it 5,000 stars, I would. 4,000, because again, it was missing Donnie in that. But it's okay. It was a great Christmas movie. Yay!
All right, we're going into plugs. What have you got there, Suzy, that you want to talk about? Or do you want me to lead it through?
I don't like shameless plug time. I tell Tim, take it away, buddy. What do we got?
Well, since everybody's eating turkey today, make sure when you're all filled up and you go to bed, you get up early tomorrow and you head down to Dark Side Collectibles, where we're opening up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Does this say 8 o'clock? Yes, 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll be open 8 to 8, and we're going to have a 25% off the entire store. Free lanyards and straw toppers to the first 50 people in the door. Free popcorn to everyone who walks in the door. And from 1 to 6, we have Natasha Wakey coming in, the mayor of Kingstown, and Jason's Sweet Revenge, the Jason Universe short film. Meeting and greeting and signing autographs and taking photographs with fans from 1 to 6.
Is it a free event?
It's going to be a blast. She is charging a fee for her selfies and autographs, but it is free to get in the door. Come on down. We want to see everybody. We want to have a good time. It's going to be a great Black Friday. So join us right here at Dark Side Collectibles in Plumboro, PA.
Woo, woo.
All right. Mike, you want to tell them what you got going on?
As you mentioned a little while ago, books are extremely easy to wrap, and they make great presents.
I love delivering them.
If you're in the Southeast Michigan area, we have a couple of shows coming up. We will be, I'm just pulling it up right now because I can't remember which one comes first. We will be...
The chicken or the egg, or the dragon or the egg?
I'm sorry?
What comes first, the dragon
or the egg? Nice. We will be at the Books, Bourbon, and Barbecue in Saline on the 13th of December. We will be at the Mistletoe Market with the Krampus appearance on the 14th, and that is in Lansing, Michigan. And that will be it for us for the year as far as in-person events go.
Congratulations. And you get to rest for almost a week, and then you'll be right back at it.
Exactly.
We want to remind everybody about MacIntyre and Miller's Monday Mayhem coming on Mondays. There will be another show. These are half-hour shows, so not as much of a time commitment. And that is coming again this Monday on Otherworldly Culture.
Monday,
Yay!
Monday. MacIntyre Miller Monday.
I'm sorry, am I supposed to be saying something?
And
I got
we
distracted
want to
by the
remind everybody also to subscribe to us on whatever you use for your podcast. To this day, our YouTube isn't as viewed as some of our other things. Most people actually just listen to the shows. I can tell you, if you try now streaming, that does not work on the Echo devices. But if you say play on iHeartRadio Otherworldly Culture, you will get our latest podcast. So if you want to try that.
I will also say, as much as I encourage viewers of all kinds, and please listen as much as you want, it is way more fun to actually watch us.
Absolutely. And we you can find all of our shows on the YouTube page, and you can search for old episodes very easily on otherworldlyculture.com. All right, Suzy, why don't you do
Close it out.
Bit?
All right, please remember to rate us, like us, follow us, share us, help newbies find us, so Otherworldly Cultures can keep doing its thing, and I can keep giving the great and the powerful the wonderful headaches that I do. Yay me! Reach out to us, email us. It's whatever our name is.
Emo us.
Ruku us.
Our name at otherworldlycultures.com. Like it would be Suzy at otherworldlyculture.com, right? SUZY. I don't know. You should throw our emails up there so people can find us.
We did that while you were ranting.
Yay!
By the way, I did want to ask, and I didn't ask earlier. What is everybody's favorite Christmas movie? We didn't cover that.
Oh,
we probably should have. I'll start since I asked the question, give you more time to think about it. But I love The Bishop's Wife with Cary Grant. That's my absolute favorite. Christmas morning, I can guarantee you this. I will wake up Christmas morning. First thing I will do is hit that play button, and I will be watching The Bishop's Wife.
Weren't we supposed to review that like 2 years ago, and we still haven't yet?
We have never done it. Yeah.
Maybe we should have a Christmas special next year.
He's going to stab you in the eye.
I know. I love it. I like it. Right?
Actually, Bishop's Wife is one of those movies that every year they put it out, and it's like $3, $5. I am very lucky. I bought a DVD, so I never had to pay for it.
You know, we were just discussing yesterday. You, oh wise one, I don't know why I'm giving you credit and building up your ego. But we were looking for something to watch, and there was a specific movie we wanted to watch, and we couldn't get it anywhere. And I said, see, this is exactly why the great and the powerful is so adamant that physical media shall never die.
Yeah, and they don't edit it. They don't, changes in taste, and they don't edit the old DVDs and ask for you to grab them. My version of Crocodile Dundee still works.
Well, you're a dumbass for liking Crocodile Dundee. So moving on, Cieslak, what is your favorite Christmas movie?
I don't know. It's tough. The one that I watch the most is probably The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
But we have friend of ours puts together a bad Christmas movie thing every year, a horror related bad Christmas movie. And I've got to say, one of the best that I've ever seen is Elves, which I think is 1989. 1989.
Is that like Canadian?
Wait, 1989, the same year New Kids on the Block's Merry Christmas album came out.
It stars Dan Haggerty.
I did see this.
And
yes,
he
it's horrible.
stumbles drunkenly through the entire movie. And it is, I've watched that every couple of years now because it's so hilarious. I usually do that and then rare exports to kind of serious it up again.
Yeah.
Timmy Tim.
You know that's tough because there's a lot that I could pick from. But you know what? What I will say, I'll give an honorable mention to this movie. It's not even a Christmas movie, but I like to watch it every Christmas because when I was a child, this movie was always playing. This movie has nothing to do with Christmas.
Sound of Music.
It was always playing on HBO when I was a child. I remember coming down Christmas morning, and it would always be playing when I was young on HBO on Christmas, and that was actually Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Really?
So
I would not have connected that movie.
I always used to watch that movie for some reason on Christmas. So my whole life, I started actually watching it on Christmas because it just reminded me of being a child and coming down. But of course, I love Christmas Vacation, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Gremlins. I mean, even the third Terrifier is a Christmas movie now. So there's tons that I could pick from, but that one, for some reason, is something I have to do at least every year because.
Which, since you mentioned the third Terrifier, even though I personally am not a Terrifier fan, I must mention there is a scene with Tom Savini in the third Terrifier. And do you know where that scene was filmed? Anyone?
Your backyard.
Monroe Mall.
Yep.
Where Dawn of the Dead was, where there will be a Krampus festival on November 30th. And guess who will be there? Cattle prodding Krampus and taking everybody's photos. Yes.
Bob
Hurry,
Hope?
play along.
Bob Hope?
Me.
Okay.
Like the Ice Princess. So come and see me. And there's a rumor that we may also have a Grinch Day there. So look out for little Cindy Lou Who as well. Hint, hint.
What is that?
I don't know.
This is something that I picked up at the Living Dead Museum from the Monroeville Mall.
When were you there?
Oh, years ago. A couple years ago. But it's a piece of the Evil Dead workshop.
Oh, cool.
Workshed, sorry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's your favorite, Suzy?
It's going to have to be A Christmas Story with Ralphie and the Little Red Rider BB gun, which I do obnoxiously.
Can I add a popular, unpopular opinion?
Sure.
You guys might all hate me for this, but I absolutely hate that movie.
I've never seen the movie.
I don't like watching. I can't stand people who watch it for 24 hours. He also did. Not only did he do that, but he did that.
Yes, he also did the much superior.
Wait, may I
superior Christmas movie.
I know it's iconic and everyone loves Ralphie and all that.
Hold on. Now I have a lot to say here, and my head is about to explode. So everybody pause for a minute.
Cut the feed.
Everybody pause. How have you never seen it, first of all? Who said they never saw it? And how have you never seen it? How have you never ever have watched that movie?
I have done things in my life. That is not one of them.
There
You're
are
an
places
ass.
I remember.
I've no desire to see. I've absorbed the entire film through cultural osmosis. I don't feel the need to sit down and watch all the interstitial portions that make up the filler in between the iconic scenes that I already know about.
You, Timmy Tim.
I'm sorry, but popular.
No, wait, listen, zip it. Hush.
No need to be sorry.
That's how it is.
You being one of my, I think we've established this many times over. You are one of my longest friends, correct?
How long is he?
Oh God, I have no idea. I don't ever want to know that. Like, you're legit one of my oldest, dearest friends, correct?
True, correct.
All right.
He's like, not anymore.
But you literally just said you hate the people that watch it for 24 straight hours.
I didn't say. I said I don't understand. I can't understand people who put that on for 24 hours. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I am one of those people that literally put it on. I have a countdown. I wait. I'm like, yay, it's starting. And I put that just like my life ceases to exist for the Macy's Day Parade. Life does go on.
I am going
to hold on. Life does go on. Unlike the Macy's Day Parade, where my life ceases to exist. Christmas Story, life does go on. But my television is on that channel for that entire 24 hours.
I feel like I'm in a doctor's office in a waiting room when that's on, while that's on all day long.
I don't care who you are. If you attempt to touch my television and change that channel, I will shank the shit out of you.
It gets no play at my house. I will Rudy Red Ryder BB your eyeballs or whatever. Whatever the hell he says.
Suzy, we gotta wrap her up.
Friends.
We gotta wrap her up.
But wait, that Great and Powerful, I rudely cut you off. Were you going to say something else?
I was just going to say, if you are looking for a new Christmas movie this year that is completely different, there is a movie called Claus, Klaus. It's an animated film. I think it was put out like 2019 or something like that. It was a direct-to-streaming release. Well worth seeking out. It is not... it is not a Disney type of animated film. It is also not like Murder World. It isn't like Ralph Bakshi does Christmas. But it's in a kind of like a PG-13 gritty version of what Santa Claus is. It's actually very interesting and great animation. Just something, if you're looking for a different feel, that's one to look out for. Claus, Klaus.
Who's in it?
I don't think anybody of note that I can remember. I watched it once, and I'm queuing it up to watch it again here in.
And where do we watch it? Where do we find it?
I think it's on Netflix.
It is on Netflix.
It is on Netflix, yes.
Yeah.
2019.
Everybody knows but me.
Yeah.
Jason Schwartzman, J.K. Simmons, Rashida Jones, Will Sasso.
So
actually, they have this pegged as one of the, what did they call it? I got to go back a page. Sorry. The 5 modern classics to watch at Christmas.
Yeah,
good choice.
Yeah. I watched it where people were already saying, "Oh, this is a great movie," and I was like, "Okay, prove it," And I enjoyed it. I thought it was really outside of the box, and I had a good time with it.
What are the other 4? You said there were 5.
It doesn't have. It's a video.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's lame. Okay. Anyway, like I said, you can email us, you can DM us, whatever us. And I'm pretty sure there may be one other dead on between now and the new year, but this is the last time you'll see my adorable little face, I think. Until the new year. So happy Thanksgiving, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, happy Festivus, happy New Year, happy all the holidays. And until next time in 2026, don't let the haters dim your sparkle. Reach for the remote and keep streaming. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Otherworldlyculture.com. Subscribe, like, and comment on our posts all over social media and our site, otherworldlyculture.com.